Hyper present. I see hyper like what? What am I about to say?
Village Kids.
Hello, you're listening to the Village Kids podcast, a podcast hosted by four childhood best friends. My name is Erin.
I'm Annika.
I'm Julia.
And I'm Marga.
Today we're going to be talking about astrology. So, first question though, do you guys believe in astrology? Like, what are your feelings towards this?
Okay, I'll just say it. I'm a non-believer.
I feel like it's a nice to know. You know, it's a nice to know. Like, it's good prompts to kind of get that sort of reflection. But it's nice to take these like quizzes and
it's
fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, this whole natal chart thing, I had literally no idea about it prior to the pandemic.
Same.
Maybe I heard a bit about it, and I would just be like, okay. And then people are just like, what time were you born? What time were you born? And I was just like, I really don't know. How do you know that? And then around the pandemic, I just got so interested, I guess, or intrigued, because you can find your time of birth on your
Birth certificate.
That's what I did last night. Yeah, I was like, that's a thing?
I didn't know till last year my time of birth.
Same. I keep forgetting now, but every time I input to these natal charts thing, I just get reminded, okay, so this is when I was born. Anyways. So
what time were you born?
10:07 p.m.
Wow.
I don't know how accurate that is though, because you know, for all we know, they just like, oh, I'm gonna put down like the time right now, but not necessarily that time, right? I mean, I don't know what happens in a birthing room.
Medical in our healthcare system.
I mean, was it when the papers were processed?
Was it when you crowned?
Like, if it's going to be up to the minute of your birth as to what your natal chart is, how accurate could that, like, how accurate and precise can your time of birth be? I don't know.
We were talking about this last week or like 2 weeks ago when we were discussing like ideas for our future episodes. But I remember telling Annika, like, I like reading stuff about astrology because I like the slaps to the face that I get every time it calls me out on my shit. Like, personally, I really like reading them because it allows me to reflect on why I am the way I am and be like, that's not right. You should fix that. Because like a lot of people who don't like astrology always say that people use it to excuse their actions or bad traits. And I hate that. I hate it when people do that too.
Yeah.
So I like reading it because I want to correct myself.
To improve yourself,
Yeah. So actually today we're going to be using the app CoStar. I think it's really famous now. But anyway, we're going to be using that app and we're going to read out our sun signs, our moon, ascendant, and our Venus. Yeah. Okay. So we'll start off with the general description of each suns. What is this?
I don't know.
Anyway, we're going to read out the description of what the sun, moon, ascendant, and Venus are. And then we'll read out our signs, like the signs that we have for those. Yeah, you got the point.
Yeah.
Don't know how to
maybe
describe
one day
that.
we'll be able to go back on this and actually be able to explain this further.
Okay, so let's start out with sun. The sun determines your ego, identity, and role in life. It's the core of who you are, and it is the sign you're most likely to already know. For the sun, me and Julia are Virgo. And here, I'll read out the Virgo. Your sun is in Virgo, meaning you're particularly smart, responsible, hardworking, and self-sacrificing. You're thorough, meticulous, and intentional in everything you do. You can accomplish things that most people can't, but may also get bogged down by the details of your day-to-day. You have a need to be wholesome.
I like that it added that at the end. Like, I mean,
so funny.
I see it for both of you. I don't think I have any objections for that. But then again, I'm such a
Wholesome.
non-believer. I feel like these things apply to everyone.
Okay, so I'll read the house. I'm not very certain what they mean, but anyway, okay.
Okay.
My sun is in Virgo and it's in your 9th house, meaning you feel the need to distinguish yourself from others through philosophy, faith, education, and politics.
Mine's is the 7th house, meaning you feel the need to distinguish yourself from others through close relationships and long-term partnerships.
Interesting. Just added a whole new layer that I didn't expect.
I know. I thought like everything's gonna be the same.
That's interesting.
I don't
So,
understand the houses.
Maybe it's
sun, and then there's like a subcategory under sun.
the house. Like,
houses.
well, I think it's literally what it is. Like, whatever it states there is that it's the distinguishing factor
Yeah,
of that sign, like
maybe.
where it fits in your
House.
maybe your houses. I guess like your life. I'm making it up as I go. I don't know, but this is my own understanding of it.
Yeah.
What's your
I feel
sun?
ya.
Sun whatever. What's it called? Sun
Sun
and
sign?
whatever.
What is your sun?
My son.
Yeah.
Well, my son is Aries, so it says here that I am fundamentally assertive and persistent and courageous, naturally competitive, I agree, and fiercely independent, I hope so. You push things forward with energy and enthusiasm and persevere through anything. I can see it. You need to you need to learn to understand other people as complex wholes. I think that's my goal in life, to be a lot more
Oh.
understanding as a person. Even though I pride myself in being understanding, maybe that's Aries in me, but it's still my goal to be a lot more understanding. It says that it's in my 4th house. So this means that I feel the need to distinguish myself from others through my home and family. So that's interesting because I come from such a big family. I'm just like, this is just for fun, guys. So I'm like taking it in. So I have such a big family. I always have this weird feeling about home. I feel like I've had these conversations with people. I never really feel like home is a place, rather it's the people. So I feel like that's very, very interesting. I feel like I need to reflect on this more. How about you, Annika? Anyways, but yeah,
that's a lot deeper than I have a 4th house too, and it says the same thing. And I was just like, yeah.
Oh, it's the
right.
Garcia.
Oh, we're cousins.
It's the yeah, maybe that's what it is. So my sun is in Taurus. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Yes, it says your sun is in Taurus. That is how you say it. Meaning you are fundamentally stable, deliberate, and practical. Though somewhat stubborn, your sensual side takes comfort and pleasure very seriously. You appreciate...
Sorry, continue. I just had to.
Continue. You appreciate nice things when they're useful and meaningful. People appreciate how reliable you are. And it's in your 4th house, meaning you feel the need to distinguish yourself from others through your home and family.
I mean, I feel it. The reliability,
I pride myself in being reliable. Also, this is like things that can be said for other people. I'm not convinced yet.
But it can be argued that, yes, it can apply to other people, but it was also assigned to you. A sign. Okay.
Like it's a distinguishing factor in your life. Is that what you're trying to say? Like,
yeah,
more in you than it does in other people.
Maybe it's not. Yeah, maybe that's a good way to look at it. That like this is a sliding scale, and that just happens to be like the trait that's more present. Okay, going to give it a shot.
Okay, some more. Let's read some more.
The moon rules your emotions, moods, and feelings. This is likely the sign you most think of yourself as. Oh, since it reflects your personality when you're alone or deeply comfortable. Mine is in Pisces. Is that how you say it, Pisces?
I think so.
Okay.
What do you think it is? Just
Whatever. I don't know.
Touche. Touche.
Pisces.
Okay, so it means my emotional self is empathetic, dreamy, sensitive, and gentle. You feel vulnerable much of the time and desperately wish for a partner who deeply understands you.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I feel like I am empathetic and
Yeah.
sensitive. I don't.
Yeah.
Am I gentle? I think depends. Oh, it's my first house.
Wow.
It's in your first house.
What does that mean?
Don't expect us to understand you.
I'm just like, oh.
What does it say after
Okay.
the first house?
It's in your first house, meaning you find security and safety through yourself and self-image. And because it's your first house, your moon in Pisces is hyper present in your personality.
Wow.
Oh.
Very interesting.
Hyper present. I see hyper, like, what? What am I about to say? Oh my god.
I don't know, Annika. I don't know.
Hello?
So I'm like, oh,
It cut out.
it makes you question yourself. Okay, so what are your moons? I don't know. And what are your moon?
How about Erin?
Where's your moon? Okay, it says your moon is in Sagittarius. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's
Sagittarius.
uncertain about everything here. Yeah.
Your moon is in Sag. Meaning your emotional self is restless, self-questioning, optimistic, and independent. You may hide your sensitivities behind an interest in finding new ways to feel.
Oh.
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
Okay, it says it's in your 12th house, meaning you find security and safety through privacy, secrets, and introspection.
So what's your reaction to that?
I feel like, yeah, this could be true because remember, Julie, you mentioned before that like in her videos, I'm always like smiley and all. I feel like I react a lot. Like it looks like I'm reacting a lot, but like maybe after the fact, I feel like I tend to go back and think again and like, you know, I'd be like, oh, at that moment, it seemed like I was happy, but like actually, I don't know, maybe this is me trying to rationalize this, what they're giving me. Anyway, next.
Annika, what's yours?
My moon in Taurus. Oh wait, my moon is in Taurus.
Okay.
So your moon is in Taurus, meaning your emotional self is very romantic and sentimental. You are deeply loyal to the people you care about and try hard to maintain security and stability within those relationships. You often feel powerless to fix messy situations, but your way of thinking through those things is sensible and practical. And it's in my 4th house, meaning I find security and safety through my home and family.
I can see it. Yeah, I think I see that. Like the whole sentimentality part, that hits a core.
Yeah.
Definitely know how sentimental you can be. And I feel like that loyalty aspect and the effort you put into relationships to strengthen them. I mean, you have been the glue in this friendship for so long. Yeah. So I agree with that. That's nice.
Here.
How about you, Margie?
What about you, Margie?
Mine is in Leo, so that's a double fire. Your moon is in Leo. That means your emotional self is dramatic, proud, expressive, idealistic, and somewhat self-centered. So funny. Okay. Oh, the next sentence is just so funny talaga. Need a lot of love, care, and validation from other people. Oh my So it's in your 8th house, meaning you find security and safety through darkness. Wow, scary.
Whoa.
What does this mean? Taboos, rebirth, sex, and transformation. I don't understand. Someone explain it to me. This is just so scary. Why? I'm scared.
To be wholesome, guys.
I mean, I just find it so weird. I feel like the 8th house part, the meaning you find security and safety is kind of just not on my level of comprehension. I feel like I need to get on some sort of nirvana, whatever, to be able to dissect that. But putting that aside, I honestly agree with this is emotions, moods, and feelings. And I definitely think that I can be a little dramatic. Maybe not a little more. Definitely a lot more mild now. I am definitely a proud person. I hate that, but I think it's really part of my nature. A slap in the face talaga. Anyways, I'm definitely expressive and a lot more idealistic than realistic, but I try to work on that. I think similar, like I super feel what Erin was saying earlier, that this feels like a slap in the face. Like it just really shows me, okay, this is who you are, girl, work on it. Okay. So all of these things and the whole validation from other people. Oh my God. Someone reading my non-existent diary over here, because like, yo, I cannot. Okay, next sign, because it's just not, this ain't working for me. Okay, cannot be.
Do it.
I feel like it would apply more to your older self, but like you've grown a lot since.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Validation, we like that. Okay. Ascendant, I can read it. So an ascendant means that it is your mask that you present to people, and it can be seen in your personal style and how you come off to people when you first meet. So some say it becomes less relevant as you get older. Feel like, what does older mean? Is our age older? We don't know. It changes every 2 hours. Interesting. So if it doesn't make sense, text your mom to confirm your birth time.
I need to do that.
No, man, 2 hours. So I guess as long as it's in the 11.
Honestly, who knows at this point?
Who knows? Okay, so my ascendant is a Sag.
Same, Margie.
Yeah, so meaning that I come across as independent, optimistic, and confident, though sometimes overly blunt or critical. Generally a charming conversationalist. Your free-spirited approach may come off as restless or easily bored.
I feel like it's more of how people see you as. So like you should be asking us, like, do we think you came off that way before?
I feel like, well, to answer that, since we're the same, with Erin, I think, you come off as independent. I'd like to say optimistic, a lot of the time, and confident, just because I feel like you ooze that because you work so hard in certain aspects of your life. And so you've worked to the point that in certain things, you're confident with the amount of effort you've put into it. And that's how it comes off, because so your work ethic, as I've said so many times, I've been in complete awe of. So, and I think you're very charming as a conversationalist, especially with the way that you do this whole podcast introduction stuff. You're like a great face for this podcast. Ano pa?
Stop.
I think you're also in the category of like charming conversationalist.
Confident,
that,
yeah.
Thank you.
that is what
Confident,
popped up
yeah,
like
for
to
sure.
me. Just because I feel like when you engage in conversations with people, like you're able to dip deep and also
Yeah.
talk light all in one like conversation.
Yeah.
That is
That's
so
And-
true.
Marga.
Yeah,
That is so
yeah.
Marga.
So
Like you can see in this podcast, like Marga making people cry. By people, I mean Annika and Julia.
Yeah, and we need to make a little. We need to work a little more on Erin.
But
Okay.
yeah, Margie, definitely free spirited. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
yes.
That's nice. That's nice to know. How about you guys? Like, Julia, Annika.
What's yours, Nick?
My ascendant is in Aquarius, meaning you can come across as broad-minded, intellectual, and prone to abstraction.
Okay.
Though somewhat detached or abrupt in your dealings with the real world. Your unconventional interests may seem eccentric or pretentious to others. I have no idea what that thing.
Thanks,
My
Yuri.
impression of
contrast?
Aquarius is like vague and detached. Like the person is vague and detached. But I don't think you are that way. That's
Yeah,
I don't think
I don't
I'm
think you are.
detached.
Yeah. I don't
check
think
your
you are.
time, Annika. Check your birth time.
Okay, so mine is in Pisces. It means that I come across a kind, dreamy, imaginative, and sensitive. Most of your actions seem subtle and non-aggressive, and you may sometimes come off as indecisive. I am indecisive, so
Yeah.
I was like, especially the latter part of that sentence. I was like, okay, yeah.
I don't think I come across kind and dreamy and imaginative and sensitive at all.
Is it like sensitive, like you are sensitive, or you
Sensitive
sense
to-
that other people feel certain ways?
Mm.
Because like
Puede. So
if
let's
it's
just
that way, like
Oh.
empathetic, like yeah, it definitely shines through.
But I don't
sensitive
think I
to other
come
people's
across kind.
feelings.
But if it's like sensitive, like
Yeah,
it
like
hurt me, like
yeah.
I don't think so.
right?
Yeah, she's
Like the
definitely
first,
not that.
the former part of this whatever paragraph isn't me at all. Like
Yeah.
no. Yeah, but maybe the latter more than the former. For
I
this.
agree with the latter. The latter one was like a little more spot on,
Mm.
in my opinion.
Venus determines how and what you love. It indicates how you express affection and the qualities you're attracted to. So, my Venus is in Taurus, meaning my romantic side is oriented toward comfort and stability. You move slowly and deliberately at the beginning of relationships. That timidity sometimes comes off as intimidating. You just want something sweet and simple. Interesting.
We're the same.
We're the same.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I think comfort and stability is definitely like up there. I think to me that's like a given. I don't know. The latter part of that I don't really understand. Like
Maybe
Like you're not interested, type of.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that means.
Maybe
Like
I don't
maybe it
know.
looks like you're pushing, but actually you're pulling. You know what I mean?
Wow. What
Like
a description.
Could this be like pabebe, Joe?
yeah, that's the perfect way to explain
Gotcha.
Pabebe?
in one word. Maybe that's what it is, Annika.
I can't imagine Annika being that way though.
It's pabebe.
Maybe she'd
thought
like
that
play
was,
it
like,
cool. Be like I'm not
Flirty.
like make it seem like she's not interested, but actually she just wants love.
Mm.
Take notes, Joe.
Hmm. I mean, I don't disagree that I would like I don't know. I just don't think I'd be like outwardly like crazy about anybody. I definitely
Yeah.
like keep it to myself like until it's safe to do so. I don't know, until someone passes all the filters and like checkpoints and everything, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I had the exact same one as Annika.
Mm-hmm.
Like exactly, like even in the house and everything. I don't know. I mean, I do think I feel like I'm very simple and in the sense of the relationship that I look for. I don't know how to explain this, but I feel like there's so many things in my life that I want to work on, and what I look for in a relationship is really just stability and comfort. Yeah, just earlier we were talking about home as a concept. For me, I would want any relationship that I invest in to feel like home. So not something that will take too much of me because I feel like I'm working on so many other things type of thing, and rather someone that I can just share my life with. Like being each other's supporters and just knowing how to still be in that relationship with each other as we work on ourselves. You feel?
Yes.
Yeah, so,
Gotcha.
but I do agree. I think I was pabebe.
In the beginning.
I can be very pabebe. Like even how many years into a relationship. Okay.
Who's
Julia.
next? Okay, me. Mine is in Scorpio. It means your romantic side is mysterious, passionate, and seductive. What? The intense depths of your devotion make for a mad and boundless love, though they may sometimes mutate into suspicion, jealousy, and cruelty, making your love life somewhat tumultuous. It's in my eighth house, meaning that for you, love is often expressed in darkness, taboos, rebirth, sex, and transformation.
Wow.
What?
That's just a whole theme going on, Jewel.
What
Yeah, in that
50
from the
Shades.
top to the bottom.
What? Oh,
What can you say about that, Jewel?
Yeah.
if you know my love language, guys.
Okay, it says your Venus is in Libra, meaning your romantic side is idealistic and eager to please. You want an equitable relationship and you're willing to make compromises to get there. You can be a little self-obsessed and may have trouble being realistic or loyal in your relationships.
What you gotta say about that,
Out of
Eric?
frame. He's out of frame. Oh my god.
Not
That's a lot to
true.
unpack. That's a lot to unpack. What's your response na lang?
Okay, noted.
Is it a
What
slap
house
in the
is it?
face or is it a proof? Is it proof that this ain't real?
Maybe the house can tell us a little more.
Yes. What's your house?
It's in your 11th house, meaning that for you, love is often expressed in social status, including platonic and casual friends, along with your hopes, wishes, and dreams.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Did it tell you more?
Huh. What? Let's let the listeners think what they want. Okay, let's end this.
We'll end
This
it
is
now.
fun. Go.
Okay.
Yes. That's it.
So for 4 people leading the blind, thank you. Thank you for listening to Marga's information about this, the dissection of each and everyone's what do you call it? Venus, ascendant,
still don't know.
moon, and sun. We
Your
hope you enjoyed.
self-authored review.
Yeah, but yeah, thank you for listening to us. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.